NBC News Chief Justice and National Affairs Correspondent Kelly O'Donnell joins me now with more. Also back with us is NBC News legal analyst Carol Lamb. Kelly O'Donnell, let me start with you. Talk about the significance of this and what more do we know?
Well, of course, this is set against the backdrop of the president having identified Letitia James, a Democratic statewide attorney general for New York, as one of his perceived political enemies. She, of course, in her political career, brought charges against the president and also talked openly in her campaign about wanting to challenge President Trump from a legal point of view. The president's allies have considered that weaponization of the system. And today there is another way of looking at that, as certainly those who are concerned about how this president is involved with the Department of Justice could ask questions about this. It stems from the Federal Housing Authority's work looking at mortgage records, and her records were identified as being potential evidence in this case. We don't yet know if this was the specific evidence brought forward before a grand jury, but just like in the Comey case, we're talking about the Eastern District of Virginia. We're talking about Lindsay Halligan, who is the acting U.S. attorney for that office, and most recently had been a top White House aide as the deputy staff secretary, a job that brings all the paperwork to the desk of the president from a legal perspective. And she had privately been a lawyer for President Trump in his defense for different events in the past. She is now in this official role, and it's our understanding that she brought the evidence and that one count of bank fraud has been returned by a grand jury. Just like in the Comey case, the former FBI director, this is the first point of what would be a potential prosecution as this goes forward. Will there be challenges to this for what we saw in the Comey case, which is a claim of vindictive prosecution? Are there other circumstances here? And is the question again raised about whether those in the office believe this case had merit? Certainly, we've heard Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, when she was testifying before the Senate, she said in referring to Comey that the grand jury involved, again, Eastern District of Virginia, she described it as one of the most liberal in the United States. That was her characterization. So that's how they defend the process, that evidence is put before a grand jury. We know there is not an opportunity for defense to counter that evidence, but those grand jurors returned one count. So early stages, we've reached out to the Attorney General of New York's office and her counsel, and we await hearing a response from them. But this is a significant event in the context of the president has identified people he wants the Department of Justice to go after, and now we are seeing in a separate mechanism that is happening. Is it connected? Certainly Pam Bondi would not discuss any conversation she had had related to the president putting pressure on her publicly. And we know that after they fired Eric Siebert, who had been the acting attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia, then Lindsay Halligan was placed in that role. Her appointment itself is controversial because of the mechanism in which it was done. So you have an attorney general in a state who has brought charges against President Trump in the past. And now we have the Department of Justice under President Trump bringing a single charge against Letitia James. Kristen?
Kelly O'Donnell, thank you for that really in-depth look at this breaking news that we are tracking.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or
NBC News Chief Justice and
Good morning. This is Morning Sky. I'm your host, Sky. Well, sister girl looks like she's on the downward slope. Trump is a vindictive troll. If anything, he is vindictive and he is a troll. Oh my goodness. She had originally brought up charges against him in a civil suit. And sought damages of over $400 million. Trump was held liable, but he didn't have to pay the expenses. He didn't have to pay for the damages. But I think he just like reared back and was like, wait a minute, this Letitia this Letitia chick, she kind of wild. Let me see what I can do about that. And so he went at her. And this is another example, as I've said in the past, of a black woman, unmarried, in power, and no man in sight, no whatsoever. I don't know if she's dating or anybody, but she doesn't have a ring on her finger. And she is 57 years old. I think, let me make sure. Yep. Well, she's 56. She'll be 57 on the 18th of this month. So, I see, Wizard. Salute to you, sir. He said, did you see the story about the police taking a man into custody thinking he was a DUI when in fact he was having a stroke? I didn't see the story. I might jump over to that story. My sister sent me that story. Yeah, it was as if he was driving erratically or slowly or something like that. And the authorities took him in, and all the commotion, he had a stroke and died. I didn't look into that too much. I was doing research on Letitia James. So if you send me a link or something like that, or send me a video link, a link to it on YouTube or something like that, then we can discuss it. And I'll just blow past this New York Attorney General story. But I just thought it was interesting to see the Letitia James being indicted for fraud. Said she had the house. Said she was gonna, use it as a second home. She allegedly used it for rental property. Can't do that. Gotta tell the truth. Allegedly, this is all alleged. So they're in the indictment phase. That could be a heavy burden for her because she's probably seeking an election. She's probably trying to find a way to be mayor of New York. I would imagine she's trying to do that. She was on council. She's currently the AG of New York's body, and she represents millions of people. Millions of people live in New York City, so she's definitely representing that. But she is, to my understanding, a DEI supporter or a DEI hire when she was appointed and not elected. But I guess you can say elected in some cases is still DEI. She was a part of the let me see. The Mario Cuomo's task force on diversity in the judiciary. So that obviously points to a fact that she was part of a wider understanding of what diversity, equality, or equity. I don't know. I think it's diversity, equity, and inclusion. She was definitely a proponent of that. Still is a proponent, I would imagine. Yeah, so I just thought that was kind of weird, just a little weird. But it's not. It's like this. I'm shocked, but I'm not surprised because it's like Trump is going after his enemies with the quickness. I think she even worked with Trump for some period of time, but then she flipped on him and totally disregarded him. But like I was saying earlier, she's a black woman in a powerful position who has no man, who has no marriage of any kind, or even a woman. Hey, she's she represents Oprah. She represents Condoleezza Rice. This is what I break it down as. Black women in power, they're usually married to a white man, divorced, and got a lot of money from the divorce, never married, or never plans to marry. I think Oprah's in that category. She's probably not gonna get married till she's 93 years old, something like that. Stedman ain't studying her. He's not even worried about her like that. But let's see if we can get another video. Just to get a little bit more context.
Good morning. It's Friday, October 10th. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Wex Wake Up. I'm Natasha Sweet. New York Attorney General Letitia James has been indicted on a federal bank fraud charge for allegedly misrepresenting a Virginia property as her principal residence to secure favorable mortgage terms. The indictment handed down by a federal grand jury in Virginia stems from claims that James falsified records on a Norfolk property used as an investment rather than a personal home. Prompted by a referral from federal housing officials, the case was assigned to a Trump-appointed acting U.S. attorney and a Biden-appointed judge. James, a Democrat who led a high-profile civil fraud suit against the Trump organization, called the charge political retaliation. Senate Democrats are showing glimpses of progress in potential GOP proposals to end the government shutdown now in its 9th day.
Let me address Wizard real quick. Wizard says, "Stop it. That's Gilby. Oprah likes the fish, not salami." I said, Stedman ain't studying her. He's not even worried about her anymore. Excuse me. Rick James says, "Good morning to you, sir. All I know is that she a baddie and I would try it. Pause. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to present the man who brings you the latest in squirrels, hungry hippos, and black news. It's Sir Scholar Sock." Okay, we got a video link because this name may not be as pop in a story. I just thought it was interesting how Trump is a troll and will get back at anybody at any time, whoever crossed him. Let me see. But yeah, so Letitia James is like, I want to say she's I'm just trying to get it together, folks. Bear with me. All right, here's the video. I might just stop this whole. Well, I'll continue audio.
Man in a medical crisis ended up behind bars instead of getting help. Tonight, a new lawsuit says Kingsley Bimpong suffered a stroke while driving. It claims 3 Eagan police officers and 8 Dakota County correctional officers ignored every red flag. As Ubali explains, the lead attorney says their decisions cost him his life.
But every step along the way with Eagan and the jail defendants, it was a conscious choice of deliberate indifference to not bring him to the hospital.
According to the lawsuit, Kingsley Bimpong left work at the Postal Service early last November because of a headache. Minutes later, he made a left turn on red and was pulled over by Eagan police. The suit says Kingsley could not tell police his own name or where he was coming from. Instead of calling for paramedics, the lawsuit says officers thought he was on drugs. But according to the lawsuit, no field sobriety test was done. And the suit says officers who searched his car found nothing to indicate drug or alcohol use. At one point, attorneys say an officer can be heard on body camera audio suggesting Kingsley was suffering from a stroke. Kingsley was transferred to the Dakota County Correctional Facility, where the suit says his condition got worse. Images included in the suit shows him lying on the cell floor.
And ends up, losing control of his bladder, rolling around in his own urine, and clearly in pain and struggling for hours when no one's helping him.
More images in the lawsuit shows people standing outside Kingsley's cell and what appears to be Kingsley lying on the floor.
There were checks happening. They weren't reacting to anything that could easily be observed. Him on the floor.
It wasn't until he was foaming at the mouth that attorneys say help was finally given to him. Kingsley later died. The filing says no drugs or alcohol were found in his system. In a statement, the city of Eagan says while Mr. Bimpong's death is tragic, he was not exhibiting an objectively serious medical condition that was obvious to lay persons at the time he was in the Eagan officer's custody, and there's no indication that he required emergent medical treatment. Dakota County said they could not comment on a matter under active litigation. Uba Ali, WCCO News.
The lawsuit seeks $120 million in damages and policy changes at the Dakota County Jail.
All right, so we have that story. I'm gonna just breeze past Letitia James and dive into this. I think that he had a stroke, of course, and that it looked like alleged negligence on the part of the police, the authorities. The entire idea of having I guess a stroke in while confined, that only exacerbated things and only made things worse. And the fact that they did not find any drugs or alcohol in the system, that propels the idea of how things. This reminds me of kind of like Sandra Bland. This kind of reminds me a little bit like Freddie Gray. Has those kind of overturns to it. The camera, I'm glad, caught most of what happened. They couldn't understand probably beyond what it was. Wizard says, I recommend everyone get an Apple Watch in case of a emergency like this. Yeah, I would say Apple Watch is probably the greatest. You're doing a good advertisement right now, but I would advocate for that since they do have it does send warnings in case something like this happens. It is smart enough to do that, I would imagine. What are there? What are they? Samsung watches? Do Samsung watches do the same kind of thing? I wouldn't know. I'm an iPhone user, but But yeah, this case is I don't want to get his name wrong. It's Bompong. Was it? Hold on. And the lawsuit is crazy. I don't know if Crump is on it, but that lawsuit, the damage is $120 million. They might see $6 to $8 million. Bimpong, his name is Bimpong. They could see $28 million or something like that. $30 million, maybe. They should have did the sobriety test. Well, then, you mean right at the scene? Yes, that should have been administered. I do agree with you on that, Wizard. He's African. Well, is he a tether? They need 20 million. Well, they're knocking off 100 million, but that's the reason why they have damages so high. Because you ask for I want $1 million, you're only going to get like $100,000, if that, $90,000 or something like that. So if you choose to say something like, I'm going to do $120 million, you'll get maybe $30 or $40 million or something like that, around that ballpark. speaking of ballpark, anybody see that crushing blow to the Phillies last night? Woo! That was nasty. That was nasty. That was like, what's his name? Is it Bucky Dent or I can't remember who it was. The ball went through his legs or something like that. Something crazy. Thanks, Christopher Perkins. Appreciate it, sir. Now tell 1,200 people that you think I have great commentary. Then he gets quiet. Then he says, makes up excuses. I appreciate you, though, Christopher Perkins. Everybody gets quiet when I say, tell other people about my show. They just like to keep it to themselves. It's not even selfishness. It's irrational, but that's fine. I keep on grinding, keep on finding new ways. I got 5 people in here. I'm feeling good. It's Friday. So I don't know to 1,200 people. At least 100 people in your Facebook account. I know that for a fact. At least 100 people in your, and across your Twitter, across all that. Just if you tell 2 people, I'll be glad, because then 2 people will tell 2 people, and then they'll tell 2 people, and it'll go on and on from there. But anyway, I have to get a banner up because my main man on the trigger, my main nigga on the trigger, Dot Focus, is in the building. And I say this: visit DOTFOCUS _1_ on his YouTube channel and subscribe, like, and comment. If you enjoy Call of Duty and other first-person shooters, you will not be disappointed. Tell him that the Silly Sky sent you. All right? Thank you very much for being in here, sir. Yeah, see, Christopher Perkins he's got the laughing faces. I got you. Did you catch the Star Hospital bed speech? No, I did not. I didn't know. Is that facts or is that AI, Wizard? Send me a link. Come on now. Don't just say, did you see this or did you hear this? Send the link. Send the link, Wizard. Dot, do you put? Oh, he's talking to Dot Focus. But just send the link. Don't ask, oh, did you see this? Did you hear about this? Just send the link. It's in his community section? Oh, Jesus. Now I gotta look that up. I'm not up on this. Okay. I ain't dead yet. I gotta see that after the show. Cause he'll be on me if I use his content. So that was almost a day ago. Wow, that was fast. Oh. I see it now. I see it. Thank you though. Thank you. I see it now. That Focus and Wizard are ahead of me. Haven't been checking. It's not his content technically. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so I don't want to use it though. I don't know who owns it. It's not a news clip. It's not fair use, so I'm not going to be touching it. But anyway, this case I think has greater legs even than New York Attorney General. She's just indicted. Indictment just means that you almost like in chess. It's like you're putting check. You're not checkmate yet. You're just putting check. You're indicted. Or if not check, close to it. You're closer to the king. If anybody plays chess out there, I love chess. I think it's such a engrossing and interesting and powerful and enlightening game. It's such a great way of spending time. They should have it in casinos. But anyway, I digress. I don't want to get his name wrong. Let me make sure I get his name right. God damn. Oh, they're not going to show his name. Really? God damn it. Oh, there it is. Bim pong. Bim pong, not ping pong, not Singapore pong or something. Trump not playing with anyone. Yeah, well, Trump been all gas, no brakes this term. Yeah, seriously. He's not playing around. That's the line from Cardi B. I don't care who wrote it, it's a hot bar. It makes you think. You're like, oh, okay. She said you like you like dealing with I'm paraphrasing, but she was like, you like dealing with a glory hole. You don't know who you effing with. I thought that was a pretty hot bar. That was kind of hard. Just pause. That was kind of strong. I thought that was a strong bar. She said, like I'm paraphrasing, but you're dealing with a glory hole. You don't know who you effing with. I thought that was tight. But okay, so this stroke victim, he had I'm gonna try to tie both stories together, see if I can do that. Cardi hot garbage. She had a team of lawyers ready to sue the rapper Bia, who dissed her. Well, then she could just sue her. I don't think she's hot garbage. I think she has a great flow. She uses the words that other people wrote for her pretty well, I'm sure. Allegedly. Maybe not allegedly. I think it's pretty clear she didn't write those rhymes. But she knows how to deliver them. She knows how to create the mystique and the aura around herself. That's what's cool about Cardi B. I like Cardi. I like her energy. I like her go get it energy. That idealism that she has. Rottweiler in the building. Hopefully Cardi B is the first female rapper to go out like, whoa. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Even though she says she's the trap Selena, we're not going to go that far, sir. Let's slow that down. Let's slow that down, Rottweiler. That's going a little bit too far. Pump the brakes. Get well soon. No, not Bumba. Not get well soon. It's get well now. Get well now. Don't get well soon. Get well now. God damn it. She knows how to smoke a pole and lick a hole. Apparently, I can't vouch for the whole story about the hole. Maybe it was another hole, but What's gay? Rottweiler just says gay. What are you doing? Rottwild. And then he says gay. Wizard says Rottwild. And then Rottweiler says gay. Salute. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This man, I don't know who he's represented by. I don't know who put up the number $120,000. What the family is represented by. I don't know what number they put up. Let's send a priest and pastor to Star's hospital bed so they can pray for him. He would probably put on some Ozzy Osbourne, LOL. Yeah, that seems like that would be the case. He said many times that at his funeral, don't have Big Bertha singing for Big Shirley. Yeah, Big Shirley singing Precious Lord. He just wants to be dumped in the potter's field and say, somebody spit on him, say, Phew! That nigga wasn't shit. That's what he wants. That's what I want. I'll be dead. Well, I'm gonna care. You're not there. So yeah, he said spot on his grave. That's what I said. Yep. Spit on his grave. Star need an exorcism. Put that man a three-piece. Put that man, I think, in a three-piece Hilfiger suit. Yeah. But in all seriousness, I mean, I have to say, Mr. Short Star Terrain revolutionized my life. My dad made and saved my life. Chore Terrain changed my life completely. Like, I would have never known about Ayn Rand. I would have never gotten into her works without him. I would have never known anything beyond that. I'd have been lost, dazed, and confused. Still to this day, like most people are, because of the nonsense that is perpetrated by many of the organizations. Not even just the faith. The faith is itself, whatever. But the organizations. I mean, you have the Amish, right? You have Amish people. Then you have Southern Baptist black churches. They seem to worship the same God, right? They seem to worship the same God, but in a totally different fashion. Especially on Easter Sunday, you got Amish people wearing black and white, very chaste and very humble and modest. Then you got black people in Baptist churches on Easter Sunday looking like they spilled a candy store out. Pinks and greens and yellows and blues and gator skins and crocodiles and snake skins and ladies with big, huge hats. Wizard said, I thought Star Wars had home in bed, not the ER. I have to look at the video. I have to look at this video. I think he still is at home, from what I understood. Dot Focus is answering Wizard. From what I understood, he was at home. I had no indication that he was in any medical facility at all. Yeah, he did. I didn't see it. I still don't see it. I'm still not even there. I think it's gonna be my 5-year mark when I get to like really being a factor. I'm neither a factor nor a brand, nor am I relevant. I'm none of those things. I have 1,000+ subscribers. My watch hours have gone down. My views have all gone down. But he said they want to see your face, which you can't see now, and then you can hear my voice though. I mean, if you saw my face, it's horrible. I tried to watch a whole show of mine. It was hard to get through. I'm blinking like crazy. The bright lights in my eye. I have sensitive eyes and wearing contacts. It was not going on. Ra says, I just installed the finest adrenochrome in the land. He'll bounce back. You're coming up. Yeah, I'm coming up. It'll be 5 years before I probably really break through. At least 5 years. It's been 2 years. So I'm just a few trending stories away from absolute dominance of the YouTube field. No, I'm just kidding. Son of Sun says, oh, right. How you know about that? It's the Molly. Yeah, so adrenochrome is now being being sold on Amazon. I think he meant to say crazy. That is crazy. I'm not familiar with the entire history. I heard of adrenochrome, but I don't remember all of its applications. I think it's supposed to be for the flu, but if you abuse it like promethazine and codeine, then you can get a high. Absolute dominance. Well, thank you, Christopher Perkins. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you for that. Nah, bro. Hold on. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm glad 3 of you stuck around. All right, who's talking? Oh. Yup, exactly. Dot Focus got it right. Had the Hershey squirts. Dot Focus know what time it is. Yeah. Had them Hershey squirts. I was like, whoa, hit me. I had two cups of coffee and a Danish and a donut, and it was like, I was like, whoa. I didn't even have time to put you guys on autopilot. Scott, do you need some of my unreleased tracks to fill this dead airspace? I mean, yeah, that was my fault. I mean, I wanted to put it on autopilot, but I would have messed myself, to be truthful. I just ate some rice and chicken, about to roll a blunt now. Okay. For breakfast? What's up, Ron? Okay. I had Chick-fil-A biscuit. I thought I could go sober. Oh, ish. I heard Sky young at a hoe. Where's my money? Oh. Aioli, not to lose booty. Right, you can get sober. Okay. So I'm back. Everything's fine. The wonders of this world. We go at each other, especially people from Harlem and places like that. But we are so, I'm not going to say blessed. I'm not going to say lucky. I'm going to say fortunate. We're fortunate to live in a country that, for the most part, we're able to have better everything than most parts of the entire globe. There are literally billions of people in poverty. Billions. There's about 8 billion people on the planet right now. There are over hundreds of millions of people without access to clean water, that do not have proper sanitation systems. And we take it for granted. And we go at each other. He got a Chaps shirt. Can't have a polo shirt. That polo shirt is the same thing, same fabric as a polo chap shirt is the same fabric. It's just a different price. It's the same sneakers. Oh, he got the knockoff J's. He got some fake J's on. He got some fake Air Force Ones on. Oh, he got some fake Bapes on. Whatever. Those Bapes are the same material. Exact. There's no difference. Now, here's the thing. This is how Prophet Pac saw it. They hate you when they see you with your mobile phone. That's still today. I mean, people that don't have iPhones, they still very much so are are for envy against people with iPhones. Harlem is at home with the haters and snakes. Once again, Wizard, I'm trying to change the narrative. Snakes are cool. Snakes are great. We have to stop saying snakes are vindictive or backbiting or well, literally, I guess they could bite your back, but underhanded or sneaky or anything like that. Snakes are cool. They just have their own nature. Some of them have venom. Some of them just are very long and large. Some of them are very small. Snakes are cool. I like snakes. Pause. No, it's not. Sky counterfeit items smell funny. Counterfeit items. Okay, so I'm saying like when you go to, I don't know, there's a place in New Jersey called Cowtown. And they have like knockoff sneakers and stuff like that. And it's like just being legal. It's like just legal enough to say, like they'll have Air on the side, right? But they don't have Nike Air. It'll just say Air. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like people wearing Air sneakers. At least they got something on their feet. Tens of millions of people don't have shoes on their feet. They live in huts. They live in rundown shacks. Wizard says snakes are bad because if you take care of them, they'll turn on you and bite you. Not the case. That's not the case all the time. I know a young lady, she has a snake named Nike. And she has she loves her snake. She loves it. I only rocked the fake stuff when I didn't know no better. As a teenager, like a Gucci shirt and fake chains. And what is that? Exactly. We live in a country where you can do that. You can't do that in Uganda. You can't do that in parts of the Congo. You can't do that in parts of the Philippines. Just to wear fake chains. I mean, they got this jewelry I saw on Facebook, or maybe it was TikTok. It was one or the other. It passes the test for the diamonds. It passes all that. It's shiny. Makes niggas want to say, "Ooh, that's shiny." Like niggas love shiny things. That's just a fact. Niggas love shiny things. But anyway, so it cost like the watch. If it were real, it'll probably cost anywhere from $80,000 to $120,000. It costs like $500 to $1,000 or something like that. I don't know how much, but it was crazy. Wizard said I had a fake pair of Jordans. He's from DC. That's what they love, Jordans in DC. I had a fake pair of Jordans. They was black black fives. My cousin thought he was hurting my feelings when he seen me with them all talking about they fake. I said, I know. Exactly. No fakes allowed. Why even spend that much on fake-ish, Rottweiler says. Only because we can. In America, you can spend the stuff on fake stuff. Canal Street in New York is very infamous for that. I mean, I don't like the like it's a weird thing because I went to Walmart and I see Reebok stuff and I'm like, Reebok in Walmart? How did Reebok end up in Walmart? Where did they go? Did they go wrong or they think wider? Like say we're gonna tend to the crowd that has lesser money but will have more spending power. I guess they had that in mind. Rottweiler says I got real B-22s. I don't even know what B-22s are. What are B-22s? Rot. Them shoes look orthopedic. Christian Dior's, right? I got orthopedic looking FUBU shoes. I think I have 5 or 6 pairs of FUBU sneakers. I love them all. Now they paid like $20 for them. But that's the thing. Reebok sneakers are expensive. The athletic wear is cheap. It's just the opposite for FUBU. The FUBU sneakers are cheap, and the apparel is expensive. I see what they're doing. I kind of see their demeanor. V-Lone. I don't know what V-Lone is, to be honest. Is that Zoomies now? No, they don't look ortho. Now they're going to have a fight. They're going to fight digitally. No, they do look orthopedic. No, they ain't trying to look ortho, man. No, they orthopedic. Barry lost loan. Rot, he was taken out to many loans. I have no idea what the hell that means. Oh, ASAP Bari? Is that what you're talking about, Wizard? ASAP Bari? Wizard Facto. Is that ASAP Bari? I'm trying to remember. I have so many. There's like 20 ASAPs. Yeah, ASAP Bari. Ah, man. And most of them are from Harlem. Harlem niggas always will. Oh, why ain't you? Oh, man, you wearing your hat wrong. Your hat don't match your shoes. Your shirt don't match your belt. What's going on with you, man? You look. Your whole outfit could have cost like $250 or $500 if you had your whole outfit together. But it doesn't matter unless it matches together, unless it coordinates, unless it, I'm crashing out on a Friday. I just wanted to see I just do the trending news as a topic, as a title, and people might click on it. It's clickbait, I know. But I don't understand why people look down on clickbait. I really don't understand it. It makes zero sense. It's like, oh, you're using bait to catch fish? What are you doing? Like, I could see if it was fly fishing, that's different. But most of the time when you're fishing, use the pole and the line and use bait. Try to get a fish. That's the whole point is. Yeah, him and Rocky had a brand called V-Lone. I didn't know about that. I didn't even realize that before. V-Lone. Rocky ain't got to worry about nothing. He got the grand prize. Between her ears and between her legs, he's got the grand prize. Dropped 3 babies on him. 3 babies. Wizard said Harlem don't stick together. They are the home of the haters. Mason Cameron will be beefing in a few years. Mark my words. I want to see I'm about to watch the Breakfast Club interview with Cameron. I think it's going to be hilarious. I think it's going to be pretty serious. I think it's going to be, all things mixed up in one. I always like Cameron. Cameron goes back to 1997 for me. Horse and Carriage with Mace. That's how far I go back with him. And what means the world to you? Hey, what means the world to you? Ow. Y'all better hit that donate button for me for saying all this silly stuff. Rocky need to stop hitting at dropping. Yeah. What is it? Are you dumb? Is that it? Or don't be dumb. That's what it is. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. Be the next Detox watch. It was supposed to drop almost 30 years ago. Did you get the 17 yet? I just ordered mine. 17. Are you talking to me, Wizard? The 17? I'm stupid. I'm slow. You gotta catch me up. What's the 17? I just forgot and realized I don't know what the hell 17 is referring to. What is the 17, Wizard? Did you get the 17 yet? The 17. See, I'm telling you, I'm stupid. I'm slow. I'm like the 17. I thought you was thinking about like a PlayStation. I'm like, PlayStation's only on 5, but no, I didn't get to 17 yet. One probably tomorrow or Sunday, I might get it. It takes so long. It takes like 2 or 3 hours just to transfer your phone data and get the new one and all this. I'm trying to get a watch too. So, yeah, but no, I have not gotten the iPhone. Long story short, I have not gotten the iPhone 17 yet, but I plan on it. I do plan on it. And what is people with Samsung and Google and I don't, all these other phones? That's the thing we need to focus on. We need to have iPhone, Samsung, and Google phone schools. Like, they need to be freemium. It needs to be like free for anyone to go to these schools, these private schools, but it's at a premium if you want to get, like, they have the boxes that they check. Like, if they have, like, okay, you have greater respect for Shakespeare, you have understanding of algorithms, you have understand, and then they have the other side. It only has like 2 boxes. Like, that should be the free, and then if you want to pay for it and you get a better education, that's the premium side. So that's what I think should happen. Wizard said you just draw blanks. You're not stupid. No, it takes me a while. I'm very slow. If I'm not stupid, I'm very slow. It takes me a while to understand things, but once I get it, I'm good. Like, I'm a boss. Like, once I like this, like doing this right now, like, this is really hard and weird and strange for me. Now I just do it, and it's nothing I have to even think about. I mean, unless I'm in an emergency, I want to have it on auto play. But will Apple actually offer a class offer a class here with they teach you how to use the phone in the other products? I think they have at the Apple Store. They have various classes. When I'm waiting for whatever product they have, I always see them at the screen, and there's a guy, like, he's talking about mainly the camera. That's the big one. They're always teaching about the camera. Yeah, I know. I got you. Yeah, they're always harping on the camera. That's one thing that they always do. Try to do. The 5S was underrated. I think 5S is when they really blew, because just before them was the iPhone 4, and that had FaceTime. But when the 5S came out, wasn't that the one where they had all the different colors? They had like the different colors of the different models. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's when they first had the different colors. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was it. The 5S had different colors, had different functionality. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rottweiler. But yeah, so 2 people in here. It looks like Rottweiler and Wizard. It was up to 6 people. That's okay. I'm crashing out on a Friday. I started with Letitia James getting indicted. She had for fraud, using a house for renting instead of a second estate. Yeah. Oh, 5C. That's right. Good point. 5C came in colors. The 5S was better functionality, I think. I recommend to everybody, now that I'm thinking of it, make sure you drink tea. I drink diuretic tea, or tea that makes you go to the bathroom. Of course, the lady at the house would come in when I'm talking about going to the bathroom. Salute to you, Holly. I see you, girl. Let me put her information on the screen. Subscribe to Z Therapy, Holly Correnti, on YouTube for all your Zumba needs. Move and groove to the rhythms, and tell friends and family members to join in too. Tell her Silly Sky sent you. Subscribe. We were like neck and neck. I just kind of edged her. I know, what timing, right? She's used to it though. She's been around multiple, people with incontinence and different, things, with the Veterans Affairs, and she knows that whole life is like. She's a strong warrior for that, so she knows that life is like. But I was gonna say, make sure you're drinking tea. tea cleans out your whole system, makes you clean, and a lot of it makes, whatever the tea, depending on what kind of tea you get, it helps out with digestion and helps out with the flow of your intestinal makeup. And there it is, warrior for the poop. Exactly. Holly said it. I didn't. I said she was a warrior for those kind of things. I didn't say warrior for the poop. Just for the record, just to set the record straight. That was all her. She said that. That's funny. So, are you off of work now, Holly? Did you have a day off, or are you using company time? What's going on? Using the VA time. What? Oh, what subject is on the discussion table today? Oh, I was talking about Letitia James primarily. Now I'm talking about a young man who was unalived after having a stroke after being pulled over by the police, by law enforcement. Okay, today's your day off. Good to go, Holly. Good. You got a Friday off. Okay. A lot of people are like, yeah, Friday. No work till Zumba class tonight. Okay. There you go. So your Zumba class is like, is it tied to your YouTube channel, or is it, do you get a good bag from that? Is it? I'm not going to say specifics. You don't have to say specifics, but is it a good bag? Is it like, is it pretty hefty? Is it nice? You get a good amount in return for your efforts. I love how Holly was like, I'm the warrior for the poop. I still got it. But yeah, so Letitia James going down in flames. Didn't mean to rhyme right there, but I did. This is the downfall of Letitia James. She may not be able to recover from it, because Trump, when he goes after you, you better watch out. You gotta watch out, because she's gonna definitely take the dive now. I think she's gonna take a real hard, dive. But she calls the case baseless. She's calling it baseless. Yes, I use the routines in class. No, it doesn't make me a lot of money, but I love it. I teach spinning, cycling too. Oh my gosh, Holly. Like, where are the awards? You need some kind of I might have to start my own award for just for Holly and people like her. I mean, she just you just do everything like well. I mean, I appreciate you. Like I always tell you, I appreciate you. Thank you for doing that. Latifa James, okay. Holly, how's the dating thing going? Wizard's wondering. Shoot your shot, Wizard. Do what you got to do. But she doesn't make a lot of money, but she loves it. See, that's, this is the weird thing about what happened with the 19th century and the 20th century. In the 19th century, it used to be like you wanted to be an amateur. It was like that means the word amore, amateur. It means I love to do it, like an entrepreneur. Like it means that you're in it for creating a business or running a business. Yeah, the Smart Worker Award. Yeah, that's what you need. You're not good. I gave a former Marine a chance, and my daughter didn't like him. Too bad for that Marine. He missed out. But the daughter, you say their names. So I'm gonna say Athena was saying that. He was bald and ugly. Daughter knows best, Wattweiler says. That's funny. She said she gave him a chance. Damn. Gave him a chance. That is funny. That's hilarious. other than Holly's dating life, other things are going on in the world. This Letitia James, the indictment. That's the thing. It's like, moving your rook around, to aim at the king. She hasn't been hit too much. Yeah, kids pick up on energy. Yes, they do. They really do. They know. I know from my nephew and niece, they have a total different energy about certain people. If the energy not right, the kids will let you know. It's a fact, Wizard. They're very intuitive. That's what I like about very young children. Pause. Don't make me. That didn't sound right, but you understand what I'm saying. Like my niece and nephew, they're very young. But what I recognize about them is that there's no filter. There's no, like, when we're adults, we have a BS filter, and we're like, I can't say that. I can't just come out and say this guy's got a huge head. You know what I mean? Little kids be like, he got a big old head. Like there's no filter. There's no couth really. There's no really tact. They just say what they want. What that link about? Okay, let's see what the link is about. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. All American Halftime Show. Launched by Turning Point USA. Okay. Wait a minute. It's the alternative halftime. Good link. Oh, what? Okay, so they're gonna have country music, rock and roll, some folk music, maybe. I don't know what the hell. Maybe some hip hop even. Maybe Ye will perform. He might be the headliner. In case you don't want to hear Bad Bunny's scrappy music, yeah. If you put him on SNL, he just like they eat him up. The crowd is like, ah! They just like say anything. Oh, I changed the crappy to scrappy. Okay, yeah. I don't listen to Bad Bunny. I can't say if it's good or bad. I've tried to listen to a song, but like I don't know Spanish. And 50 Cent trolled Bad Bunny. He said, "What? He wants us to learn Spanish in 4 months? This ain't no. I want to see a performer, not learn about Rosetta Stone." And how much, Holly? How much Spanish or Italian do you know? Are you fluent in Italian? I know that's your makeup and your background. Are you fluent in Italian or Spanish? Because they're very close. Spanish and Italian are close. He's a mumbler. Yeah. It's basically the Spanish version of mumble rap. Yeah, they both said it. Yeah. They said it at the same time. He's a Spanish version of mumble rap. A lot. I speak a lot of Spanish. So same thing with Italian. So you do Italian and Spanish, Holly? Yeah, so they got an alternative show. That would be, I would probably watch that because that's what happened. Oh no, only Spanish. Little ironic, just a tad ironic. A very Italian through and through, thoroughbred woman who doesn't speak Italian, speaks more Spanish than she does Italian, but she probably could understand, what her mother was saying. Condolences to your mother, by the way. I took it in school. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I'd rather see Lil Nas X and Elton John halftime show with a little bit of Tyler the Creator. He's really a bisexual person. Lil Nas X and Elton John are, I think, full blown gay. So I'm just crashing out. It's a Friday. I'm relaxing. I'm testing out the microphone rather than the video because I have to respect all y'all because I can't tell. I cannot. I'm blinking my eye. You know, the microphone's on, and I mean the video's on, and I'm blinking my eyes, and I'm like, I'm trying to get out a word. I have to give it to y'all. Y'all have given me over 100,000 views, and like that's crazy compared to what you get when you see my face, and I'm blinking like crazy because of the bright lights. But I appreciate it. Thank you for your patience, everybody. And make sure you subscribe to Z Therapy Holly Carenti on YouTube. She does her Zumba dances. Wear some glasses. Yeah. I hate wearing glasses. Not for the reason why you think, because it was already obvious in boot camp. Everybody calls you all the DIs and the not even really the recruits. It was ironic. It was the recruits didn't really say, "Oh, Urkel." They said the people on the line for the firing line and people and that you do the classes with. Okay, Urkel. Okay, Urkel. Like I don't care about the Urkel. I glasses to me look cool, but this is the thing that gets me. You have to keep pushing up the center in your nose. You have to keep doing the sides. You don't have peripheral vision. They get fogged up. They get smudged. It's not fun. But contacts are the truth. Until if I get to the day where I can get laser surgery, I'll get the laser surgery. But I'm not really keen on that because I know people in my family who have had the surgery and it didn't work out for me. Oh, here we go. Do Holly date black? Uh-oh. Now rock some locks. Okay. People call you yeah, when I was in recruit training. South Carolina Marine Corps, United States Marine Corps recruit training. I was wearing these huge, wide-framed glasses, and they called me Urkel. Everybody but the recruits. It was the weirdest thing. It was like, and really my own DIs. It was just mainly about the people on the rifle range and different stuff like that. I'm on the hunt for a black conservative. Uh-oh. Get him, girl. Get him. Get him. She said, ha ha ha. I think it would be a match. You don't look like her. I know, but when you see me in these glasses, I have to show you. I might have to show you one day. The glasses, it makes me look, because with the haircut too, with the fade, that fade with with the hair on top and everything else around it bald, it really looks like the Urkel without the high top fade. He had more of a high top fade, but it's a low top fade when you're in the recruit training. After you go through the completely bald process. But I appreciate that, Holly. Yeah, I think you don't look like Urkel. Let me see if I cannot find another video about Letitia James, because that was my main headliner. Let's see. All right, hold on. I'm looking for it right now. All right, so we already had this one.
New York Attorney General Letitia James on criminal charges after an investigation by the Department of Justice.
Chanley Painter has the details. Good morning, Chanley.
Hey, good morning. So New York Attorney General Letitia James facing federal mortgage fraud charges after prosecutors say she falsely claimed a home in Virginia as her second residence while using it as a rental property. A federal grand jury finding that she was then able to obtain more.
I'm going to stop it right now and salute Rick James. Thank you very much. He says, salute to Holly, the lady in the room. Watch your mouth, boys. Yes. Exactly. Or you will get carried out of here on a stretcher, on a digital stretcher, after being banned, permanently banned So you better respect Holly because she has done a lot for me. Going back to 2012, okay? We go back. We're not just like, oh yeah, I've seen her a few times. Oh, I do look like Candyman. Salute to that actor. He just passed away. He just passed away, I think like a year ago. He does look like Candyman, Holly Curti says. Got him. Tony Todd, thank you. Yes, rock and power to Tony Todd. Salute to him. He definitely needs to be saluted. He's one of the few black horror people that didn't get killed in a movie. Like immediately, or like a few say like, oh, she gonna fall, he gonna fall down with her, and they're gonna get chopped up or whatever, gonna get sliced in across the face. He was actually the one, yeah, exactly. Candyman, exactly. Yeah, he was in Final Destination. He was the coroner. He was the coroner in Final Destination. He was a medical examiner. Yes, we're real friends. Yes, we are, Holly. We go back 2012. Oh my God, 13 years. And it seems like it's yesterday. So when I see, Holly, I can hear her voice. She's like, she's like singing a little bit. You know, she's just humming a tune, coming up to my room, up to the rooms. And letting everybody know that you can play. We're about to play trivia or something like that. I was just like, man, I'm in. And I'll never forget it because there's another fellow Marine. We will be battling. He'll be like, who's going to get it first? And I'll be like, man, I'm getting this. I had to get, and I beat him. He was mad at me. He was mad at me because I beat him. He was a good guy though. He was a good guy. But that's the kind of thing Holly does. She does various activities for the veterans to keep morale up, because you get into a funk if you don't. You're not gonna, you'll be scaling the walls. You're not gonna, you're gonna be. I was in good position because Holly, she went on, she took us on rides. Nobody talks about that, in the psychiatric ward, where you go on different drives and different excursions to VFW, or veterans of foreign wars, their lodges. I had spaghetti dinners, I had pizza, they had beef and broccoli dinners. It was like nobody talks about that. They're crazy, they're just drooling in a corner and don't know what it is. I mean, that's the truth, that some people are like that, but not everybody. And Holly knows that, and she does more than she can. She goes above and beyond. That's what I can say. From when I was, when I knew her personally, when I knew her face to face, she always went above and beyond. So I just have to say it. All right. Yeah, Tony Todd though. Tony Todd, he changed the landscape for horror for black people. He I guess Blade is horror. It's more like action, but it has a horror element to it. And of course, Get Out. That was one of the first ones. Okay, here's Holly. I take good care of our veterans. Yes, you do. I'm taking them to the American Heritage Museum on Sunday for a World War II presentation. That's excellent. That is great. See what I mean, folks? This is Holly. This is what she does. She loves her job. She went. Can I say your history? I just want to say what school you went to. Can I say what school you went to? You don't have to let me say it, but I just give people a little bit of context of your credentials, Holly. Yeah, wow. But yeah. So let me play this video while they're getting their answers together.
Optimal loan terms. Well, James now faces a 2-count indictment, including 1 count of bank fraud and 1 count of making false statements to a financial institution. Each count carries a potential sentence of up to 30 years in prison and up to $1 million in fine and forfeiture.
This is nothing more than a continuation of the president's desperate weaponization of our justice system. These charges are baseless, and the president's own public statements make clear that his only goal is political retribution at any cost.
Okay, so Holly went to Berkeley, if I'm not mistaken, in Boston, which is a crazy place because there's like 1,700 universities and colleges. There's the Cambridge, Boston area. Cambridge obviously has Harvard. There's Northwestern, or no, excuse me, not Northwestern, Northeastern. There's Berkeley. There's UMass. There's like tons. Yeah, there's a Berkeley University in California, but this is the Berkeley Berkeley School of Music. This is the Berkeley School of Music that Holly went to. She knows how to play the guitar. She has the pipes. She can sing well. If y'all want to holler, y'all can holler. If y'all want to holler, she's good people. I'm telling you, she's good people. See, oh, excuse me, I thought it was a Y. Berkeley College of Music. I said School of Music. Berkeley College of Music. Yeah, Holly graduated from Berkeley College of Music. Could have went anywhere. Could have went, she could have went and been an engineer for, Britney Spears or something like that. I don't know. I'm just saying. But she chose the Veterans Affairs, and that is really admirable. I mean, that is exactly, the kind of woman I want to find. We're friends, but when I find a female, or if she finds me, I'm busy. I want her to be like Holly. That's what I want her to be like. And just genuine. Like when you meet Holly, you will see that she's genuine. Why you say, Sky, get you some glasses? I told you, I hate glasses. I don't care what they look like. I think even my Urkel glasses were cool. I think they look cool, but they're just a pain. It has been known as school of and also as college. Okay, just making sure. Okay. Got you. Thank you for the correction, Holly. But yeah, I will not get the glasses. And plus the lights shine on the lenses, and it looks like I'm in the headlights or something like that. It looks crazy. I've tried it before when I had pink, it wasn't really pink eye. It was just, I was irritated. Cam up, Sky. Yeah, cam up. Yes, Holly. Yes, you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. Get some Wayfarers. Yeah. No, I don't care how cool or, awesome they might be. They suck and they break. I had a pair of glasses that broke on me. I was like, I had to tape them up like the classic, it was on the side. It wasn't in the nose. It wasn't on the bridge of the nose part. It was on the side. I had to use some construction, not construction. What is it? Some masking tape to get them to wear them. It was awful. The only problem I have with contacts is if they get wet, if my face gets wet or something, if I have an itch and I have to scratch it, and then, like sometimes the lens will fall out, and I'm like, oh god damn it, the lens fell out and I can't do anything. Yes, Wizards telling the truth. Holly was on American Idol, looking good and sounding good. The judges were hating. They were hating. They were respectful, but they were hating at the same time. They were like, "Oh, you have a nice voice, but you have like an old school kind of thing." I'm like, "You're not catching it. You're not catching it." Holly's laughing. I was 25. Wow. To be 25 again. Oh my gosh. Whew. Time tick tock. Time keeps on slipping. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm glad they gave a package. Some singers don't get a package. She had a package. A package is essentially like a reel of a person's background, or their exploits or whatever happens to them, and they showed what her job as a recreational therapist. Sky, you can get 2 pair of glasses and a free eye exam in America's Best Eyeglasses. I can get free glasses at I got 2 glasses right now. I can get another pair if I wanted. I have free glasses from the Veterans Affairs. Simon is a hater. Well, I think he's relaxed more. I see him on AGT. He's more like the instead of the that was awful, completely terrible, absolutely just atrocious. Instead of him saying all that, he just says, I didn't like it. I loved it. Like that's the kind of he changed his demeanor in a way. I think he softened in years. He says, "Oh, that was one of the greatest performances I've ever seen." That's my terrible English accent, by the way, folks. Bloody dreadful. Exactly. Yeah. You said it right. I can't. I'm not good with accents. Holly says, "Oh, they did the whole promo. I was the first person on the show to have a full background promotion and did not get sent to Hollywood." Wow. Huh. Wow. I did not know that. Yeah, yeah. It's another name for a promo, a promotional. They give their background and what they do and who they are. But you don't need Hollywood, Holly. You got enough Holly for Hollywood. You put the Holly in Hollywood. Shoot, what you do, far exceeds what you probably could have done in Hollywood. And all they're gonna do, just like with you say the biggest names, you say Kelly Clarkson. Look at her. And look at Jennifer Hudson. They had to go into talk shows. They're singing, but they're in the talk shows now. Or they were. I think Kelly Clarkson might have got canceled. But I know Jennifer Hudson still has her show. But they're not promoting their singing. They're not promoting the fact that they were on American Idol. And I think what was her name? Jennifer Hudson placed like 6th or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. The old guys on the video were World War II vets. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Holly, you weren't ready for the blood rituals. He's talking about Hollywood. They have blood rituals, allegedly. Yeah, no kidding, Holly said. Yeah, those blood rituals are serious. They'll mess you up. But I'm going to continue with the video. Let you guys talk, and I'll go back.
I stand strongly behind my office's litigation against the Trump Organization.
Critics of President Trump say he called on the Justice Department to bring charges against James as retribution for previous lawsuits she brought against the commander-in-chief during his first term, something that those in the administration and federal prosecutors, of course, deny. The U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia say this, quote, no one is above the law. The charges as alleged in this case represent intentional criminal acts and tremendous breaches of the public's trust. The facts and the law in this case are clear, and we will continue following them to ensure that justice is served. James is set to be arraigned on October 24th. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, you're not supposed to say untruths to banks.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. And
you really can't talk about weaponization when you have a person that campaigned on getting Donald Trump and then did it once they became the attorney general. I just don't have the appetite to hear about.
She would sit in the court, kick off her shoes, and just watch the whole trial every single day. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling.
For the second time in just 2 weeks, the Justice Department has secured an indictment against a political opponent of
Kelly
President
Clarkson
Trump.
does amazing
New York Attorney
US
General
guy.
Letitia James
Gotta
now
see.
faces
Yeah,
fraud charges. She called the
Hold
move a
on.
weaponization.
Yeah, Kelly Clarkson is one of my favorite singers. I'll always forever remember Since You've Been Gone. Like that's my cut from her, and as well as Breakaway. Those are my 2 top Kelly Clarkson songs. She just did a duet with Teddy Swims. Okay. She actually learns at other artists' music and duets with them. Okay. Fox News. Okay. Letitia James claims she was married to her dad to get a break on the property. She's an AG. It wasn't a mistake. Woo. Woo. That's fire, Holly. That's fire. Her name was Tit in it. Okay. The correct spelling is Letitia. Is it Letitia? It's no. It's not. It's Littia. Lettia. That's what it is. Since You've Been Gone was good. Since You've Been Gone is extraordinary. I love that. The build up to that song is amazing. I can't even say it all, but you know what I mean. Had it on MP3. Okay. I just had my nails done by Letitia. the coincidence, right? What a coincidence. Sky favorite is Adam Lambert. And what's the other guy? What's the other one's name? Oh God, he's like a short guy with blonde hair. Adam Lambert and oh God damn, what is his name? Holly, help me out. Rottweiler, help me out. Somebody help me out. He's little Clay Aiken. Thank you. Yes. Clay Aiken and Adam Lambert. Yeah, those are my tops and bottoms. Pause. Ed Sheeran. Yeah. Was he on Britain's Got Talent? Gay Aiken. Oh, whoa. Pause. Hey, yo. I guess we got to start saying Ayo. I think pause is getting old. Everybody's like, pause. Even Ghostface Killer is like, why y'all keep saying pause? Like, if he said in one of his songs or something like that, he was like, I'll toss your salad or something like that. You're like, whoa, pause. We got to start saying Ayo more. We got to say Ayo. Ayo, no Diddy. No Diddy, exactly. Ayo, no Diddy. Holly says, just looked at the chat. It's going crazy. I know. It's a wild bunch. I love them all, though. I love you guys. Seriously. Y'all are my bread and butter. I respect for all of you. All right, let me see. See, look at this nigga with the glasses. He has to continually go on his nose. He's got to continue to go to the side. He's got no peripheral vision. The glasses match his suit and his shirt, and that's cool. That's great. He has the ability to do that. I'm sure he gets paid like $90,000 or $120,000 a year or something like that. I'm sure he enjoys doing that, but it doesn't work for me. Yeah, I do remember. Wasn't he running for mayor or something like that? Holly's saying whatever happened with Clay Aiken's political career. And he's from the South, isn't he? And Clay Aiken, he's from the South. Nike makes some slick frames. Yeah, Nike makes some cool frames, but I'm not wearing them. I'm not putting them on my face. Nike can make all the slick frames they want. They're not getting bought by Mr. Saunders, that's for sure.
Of the justice system. Listen.
These charges are baseless, and the president's own public statements make clear that his only goal is political retribution at any cost.
CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand joins us now from the White House with more. So, Natalie, good morning. Tell us about this indictment. What's inside?
Good morning, Errol. Well, as you know, this indictment comes after President Trump publicly told or urged the DOJ on social media and public statements to look into or go after some political opponents, including AG James and also former FBI Director James Comey, who was arraigned this week. Recall, Attorney General James led a civil fraud investigation against Trump a couple of years ago. So the new charges against her were announced by the new interim U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia. That's Lindsay Halligan, a White House aide and former personal attorney of President Trump. Recall, the previous prosecutor in that post did not pursue these cases and ultimately resigned last last month. The indictment returned by a federal grand jury yesterday accuses James of bank fraud and also false statements to a financial institution, the DOJ alleging that she misrepresented how her home in Norfolk, Virginia was going to be used in order to get a lower interest rate. Now, James's attorney says she forcefully denies the charges, and Democratic lawmakers are calling this indictment politically motivated. Take a listen to Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
This is what tyranny looks like. Donald Trump has turned the Justice Department into his personal attack dog to go after his political enemies. This is tyranny. This is outrageous. Every American should be horrified.
Holly, what are you referring to? Wonder how many people take pictures with that god awful statue that resembles her. What are you referring to, Holly? It's not supposed to resemble her. What are we talking about? I don't know. Rottweiler saying it's not supposed to resemble her. Who are we talking about? Rottweiler and Holly. What are we saying? The mammy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exact. Yes, the mammy statue with sweats on. Yeah, exact. I hate that. I hate that whole thing. They could have got, a representation of Kelly Rowland or somebody like that, Serena Williams, somebody that's athletic looking and built and sexy and cool. They determined to get a mammy statue up and think that was awesome. I hate that. I hate that whole thing. It wasn't meant to be here, but it looks just like her. It does. The way she's built, yeah. She looks like a man. All she's missing is a bonnet and some Crocs and some pajama pants and a Machiavelli t-shirt. They unveiled a woman's statue in New York last year, I think. Yeah, I think so. A big, dumpy, unattractive statue. Exactly. There's so many beautiful black women they could have chosen. There's white, brown, red, and yellow women too. But if they wanted to make a statement, they should have went with like a Serena Williams or a Venus Williams or somebody like that. It looks just like Letitia James, and she doesn't look good from any angle. Holly goes in. That's one thing I know about Holly. Holly will go in. She will eviscerate you verbally. She never eviscerated me verbally. But she'll get down to business when it's time to. So a bonnet, some yeah. So that's what it's about. And don't forget the Machiavelli T-shirt. They wear the Machiavelli T-shirt ironically because they don't even know who Machiavelli is. The younger ones, like 20 and 23 years old, never even heard of Tupac really, unless it was through their older siblings or something like that. As a matter of fact, let me do some promotion. This is some shameless promotion. Hold on. I have a story that you all can read. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Damn it. Where is it? I have a story you all can read. Oh, shizzle. Wait, whoa. That was a sound from another channel. All right. Okay, so here we go. I'm trying to find it right now. I'm on my way. Hold on. Just bear with me for a second. I'm looking for it right now. Give me a moment. This is the top story, folks. This is a top story. Has 7 likes, 3 comments. This is a classic. Respect. Exposed. I'm putting it in right now. I don't know if that link got through, but that's the link that I have to my story. The Mammy Whisperer. If you enjoy, comedy drama, it's a great little story to have. It'll remind you of Pygmalion or My Fair Lady, but it has a twist at the end. Yes, Holly knows it. Holly read that story before, shared it, whatever. I appreciate her. That's what I read before. Yes, I appreciate that, Holly. Thank you for that. Thank you for liking all the I'll be looking at stories I don't even remember. I was like, oh shoot, she liked that. All right, cool. You really commented on my latest one, my latest fiction one, with the woman in the beach, and she goes through the door. It's called Sights of Blackness. I do appreciate that. Every view counts, so I do appreciate it. I'm on a multi-front. Marines are known for land, air, and sea, so I'm doing video, writing, and audio at the same time. So we got 3 people in here. We're closing in on 2 hours. I might go 3 or 4 hours. I'll see, what's in the cards. Might go for a little longer. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate that. Thank you. She says you have a very active mind. I do. I'm always coming up with ideas, and if I can monetize them, I say go for it. There's nobody's like in my ear, especially about vocal. Mr. Troy Star Terrain was in my ear about YouTube, but vocal, I just picked it up because it was the first writing platform that actually had substantial amount of money. I was dabbling with Tryon, Bubble WS, various platforms like that, hub pages. They weren't even close. They're not even, and I don't like Medium. I don't like how it's set up. I don't like the claps. I think it's corny. I mean, if it makes sense, if I make dollars from it, then I'll have to figure it out how to get the claps and everything. But that sounded weird. Get the claps. Yeah. Thank you. Holly says, I can't believe how much you write. Yeah. Aristotle once said, you are what you do. Basically, I might be just paraphrasing that quote, but you are what you do. And so I write, so I'm a writer. I write every day. I try to do at least 300 words a day. I'm going to stop that probably next year and just, take some time off and see how many, people like, well, where's he been? I didn't see him, because it could be overload right now that people see, so I might just do challenges and that's about it. I want in. Go to vocal. Here. I'll put it in. Just go there. Vocal.media. Yeah, and become a paid subscriber. So like $299 a month. I meant to put the question mark. Hold on. So I have to, thank Holly for her interest in my stories, her very adamant, sensibility, very sincere, very fun. She's always fun. She was always like, whenever I greeted her, it was like she just had like a smile on her face, and she was always, really peppy and like really like smart and witty and stuff like that. So we're just really good friends, miles apart now. We were only a few feet away from each other at one point, but now we're like hundreds of miles away. But that's fine. That's cool. I want to go back to this video.
Absolutely horrified about what has happened.
Now, U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan argues the facts and law in this case are clear, saying in a statement, quote, "No one is above the law. The charges as alleged in this case represent intentional criminal acts and tremendous breaches of the public's trust." James is scheduled to have an initial court appearance in Virginia on October 24th. Errol.
All right, Natalie Brand with the latest. Natalie, thanks.
James Comey has been indicted. Who is the next person on your list in this retribution?
It's not a list, but I think there'll be others. I mean, they're corrupt. There'll be others. Look, that's my opinion. They weaponized the Justice Department like nobody in history. What they've done is terrible. And so I hope there are others.
Well, he actually, before too modest, Jonathan Lemire, he actually ordered Pam Bondi, his attorney general, to arrest a series of people.
Yeah.
All right, so we got two people in here. I'm probably going to hang it up at exactly the 2-hour mark, somewhere around there. I appreciate everybody for being in here right now. And we're looking at, he went after Comey. He went after James. Who's next? This is a gangster we're talking about here, folks. Trump is gangster. Whether you like him or not, hate him, bore him, everything. The man is a troll, and he's very vindictive. He'll get back at you. It's retribution time. It's shine time. An old school New York City gangster. Yeah. He was from Queens. He's from Queens. Queens get the money. Queens get the money. All right, let's go back to the video. Yeah, Queens get the money. That's right.
He said they're guilty as hell. A direct message to Pam Bondi that he inadvertently posted. He's hurry up, they're guilty as hell. He named 3 people. James Comey, who has been indicted. Letitia James, who's been indicted. Senator Adam Schiff would stand to be next.
Yeah, and by the way, this isn't really about the Justice Department. This is about people who went after him.
He also mentioned the governor of Illinois.
Yeah, and then add to that a number of people he said publicly that he said should be arrested for various or unspecified charges. But what's so striking about this is a direct order to the Attorney General of the United States.
Right.
And she, by finding replacement prosecutors, found a way to do it. This is the retribution he promised. It's here.
We figured out it wasn't planned this way, but we're going to bring in Bob Woodward in a minute. But we have Michael Schmidt with New York Times, and I just said to Michael, this like an all-star cast of people have been sued by the president. You and the New York Times got sued by the president. Bob Woodward got sued by the president. Those cases both dismissed. And I'm just thinking, as we talk about the president ordering his AG to arrest people, I'm wondering whether the judges that are going to be handling those cases won't handle those cases much like the judge that handled the New York Times case, which actually did something really remarkable, as we were talking about, dismissed the case without even a motion to dismiss because it was such a spurious claim.
Yeah, in our case, he sued the Times for $15 billion, myself and three of my colleagues over different stories that we had wrote. My story being the interview I had done with John Kelly before the election, in which Kelly provided a series of warnings about what Trump would do if he came back into power. And the remarkable thing is that we had, prepared to fight it, and the judge just got rid of it. Now, Trump does have 28 days to go back and refile it, and it's a never-ending attempt by Trump to come after us. But it's just an example of this audacious use of the law to try and go after those people he doesn't like, to try and chill reporting, to try to scare us, to try and make us spend time and money to deal with that. And it's just going to be part of what we do over the next several years. It's a sort of I don't want to call it an occupational hazard, because I think that diminishes it. But I think it's something that is going to be front and center that we're going to have to confront time and time again.
Let's now bring in Bob Woodward, of course, a legendary reporter from the Washington Post, who's here to talk about his paperback version of the 2024 book, War, also about news of the day. I mean, Bob, there's so much here that we're juggling this morning. You're in a unique vantage point. I remember seeing you at Trump Tower during the transition period in 2016 before the first term. You've spent a good bit of time with the president. You've recorded the president. I'm curious, we're balancing a lot of things right now, a possible breakthrough in Middle East peace, the prosecution of course, his political opponents and his opponents in the media. Balance it all for us. Talk about how your book weaves into the Donald Trump that we're seeing right now.
Well, I think the theme really is, if you have power, use it, and also abuse it. And so literally, I mean, it really is a breakthrough, a corrupt breakthrough, to have the President of the United States ordering up criminal charges against people who are opponents. And that's exactly what's happened.
You changed journalism with your Watergate reporting. Compare what's going on now. I know you've been asked this question a good bit, but the facts have changed on the ground over the past 2 weeks. Compare what happened during Watergate, during Nixon's abuses, with the President of the United States telling the Attorney General, I want you to arrest these 3 people. They're guilty as hell.
Well, it's worse now. And of course, after 2 years of Watergate, Nixon resigned. We are now at a deadlock period, and it's even worse than that. I mean, I think we have really reached the point where Trump has destabilized the government so it can't function normally. And in this period of destabilization, everyone is going to, as I say, use the power they have, and also stick to their talking points. If they can stick to their talking points, they satisfy the base.
Yeah, your colleague, Maggie Haberman, at one point was asked, why does Trump do the things Trump does? And her answer, very simple, but goes to what Bob had said there. She said, because he can. He will do what he can do. It's that simple. If the Republican Party's not checking him in the House, he will do what he can do. He will do what he can do if the Senate Republicans aren't doing their job. If the Supreme Court is sitting back like they're doing right now and allowing him to clear everything in emergency, he will do what he can do. He will push the boundaries. He will abuse the boundaries if the Supreme Court actually won't do their job.
Yes, but the thing that I find most interesting is that in the first term, he wasn't able to do that, because there were those containers there. There were those people who were trying to stop him from hurting himself, from attacking the rule of law, and from pushing the country further into chaos.
So what changed?
They're not there anymore.
Why?
Because he didn't want them there.
Right.
They didn't want the John Kellys coming back.
And why didn't he want, I'm getting to a point here, and why didn't he want them there?
Because they were successful in stopping him. And
he also, the way he looks at it, and he hasn't told me this, but he lost the election. He was sitting at a defense table last summer. And if he had lost that case, he could have been in jail for the rest of his life. If he lost the election, he could have been in jail for the rest of his life. I mean, I think sometimes we forget this is what drives him so much. He had those people saying, "Oh, you must do this. You must play by the rules," which he must. But all he does is sees that as a sign of weakness that almost got him sent to jail for life.
Correct. And he basically won his freedom. He won his freedom in winning the election. But as a reporter who covered the containers, those people trying to stop him, in the back of my mind, I was always thinking, could this really be true? Could these people really be holding him back? And what we have seen now is that indeed the counterfactual, when they're not there, he is different. The things they are doing, the second term is much different than the first term. And one of the reasons is because those people are no longer there.
Well, and as I will argue, as I have argued, it's to his own political detriment. Again, his numbers slipping in the areas where they should be the strongest.
Right.
Immigration support skyrocketing to record levels, levels that Gallup has never even seen before.
Yeah, immigration, he's underwater. The economy, he's underwater. One assumes when polls go out about this, using the Department of Justice as a mechanism for revenge, that won't be popular with the American people either. I wrote this week about how retribution is here. And Bob Woodward, to Joe's point, yes.
If Trump is so low in the polls, who voted for him? The people that voted for him are like, oh man, he's not doing such a great job. I have to do this poll. He's not doing great. I still think he's doing a horrific job, but he has that sway. He has that sense of himself. His marketing genius. He's a marketing genius. He markets himself so well. It's the reason why he's the president 2 times. And probably, if we're not careful, for a 3rd time, he's going to find some way to retool the Constitution so he can get another issue. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Holly. I appreciate it. Yes, I do appreciate that, and thank you for directing people to my site. I do appreciate that as well. So you put in the work, Holly, so I do appreciate that. You put in the work. I'm just a dumb dropout from Delaware. What do I know? I appreciate you though, Holly. Truly appreciate you, Holly. Sincerely. So retribution is here. The Atlantic. Jonathan Lemire. He's coming after all his political opponents, deading them in the water, not allowing them to breathe. Salute to Dot Focus. Salute you. I see you, sir. See you.
President Trump does now privately admit the trial last summer was a political gift. It allowed him to be on, at the defense table, rallied his side, rallied Republicans to support him. But he was also terrified. He was afraid of what the outcome could be. And combining what we just talked about with Michael, he is taking such extreme steps right now to wield his power and also to stay in power. And that includes the midterms, because so much of this is important about how Republicans right now have the House and the Senate. And we're seeing such extreme actions from the National Guard to redistricting. Trump trying to ensure Republicans can stay in power so he doesn't face investigations again.
All right. Wizards got a video for me. Okay, I see you, Dot Focus. Do your thing, man. He says he's about to lift, then run into some errands, and then slide to Jersey, puffing Hershey. Okay. Yeah, Eric Spears. I think it's hilarious. He's funny. I was listening to him the other day, but Chappelle, it's not even selling. It's worse than that. It's like selling their soul. Really, this is selling their soul for riches. Saudi Arabia. They said, "Oh yeah, I can." Ironically, I can talk about more, issues than I can in America. Oh, except the Crown Prince. Oh, except for the Islamic faith. Oh, except for all the human atrocities that Saudi Arabia is responsible for. Don't mean to do that. Get that out of here. I hate doing this. Yeah, but I talked about that yesterday. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. Let's slide through Jersey. Wizard, I saw that, but on Adam Carolla. Yeah, no jokes about them. No jokes about them. Exactly. They're evil. It's pure evil. It's just like they know a whole lot better, and they can get a bag. They can get Kevin Hart. I'm really surprised at Kevin Hart. He sells out stadiums, not just halls or auditorium or is it auditoria? I don't know, or auditoriums, but he sells them out. He sells out football stadiums. Did he really? Was it just the bag? Do they know something else? It must be something that is also tied to it. There has to be some kind of strings attached. Kevin probably spent too much money, maybe, but I doubt it. I remember during the pandemic, he had the Bop, the brick oven pizza maker. And he had people sitting in their couches. They had been screened for the virus, and he made pizza for everybody after he did a show. And this is in his house. He has a mansion. He one of his mansions at least. I think, but it must be something else. It has to be something else than just the money. It has to be something else, and the illusion that they're getting. The irony, more ability to speak their minds than in the United States of America, which we still have the First Amendment. That goes. The Second Amendment is going to take care of everything else. People just going to pick up guns and shoot each other. You don't have the First Amendment. It's happening already. Look at Charlie. Look at CK. I'm not going to say the name. I'm going to say CK. He got shot. He got SHOT, I guess you can say, and unalived. What's to stop anybody else? He in a T-Mobile commercial. Is it T-Mobile? I think it's Verizon. I think he's in a Verizon commercial. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's in a Verizon commercial. And he couldn't even host the Oscars. Because of statements. And which is really weird because it's like, that's not about money. That's about status. To host the Oscars is like a huge boost to your career. It doesn't pay much. It pays it's like $15,000 or something to host the Oscars or something crazy. Wizard says, yeah, Kevin Hart doing anything for the money. His wife still kept his last name and she has a show now. Wow. I didn't even realize that. I might go past the 2-hour mark. Let me see. Let me see if I can't find another. Here's another example. Here we go.
A Minnesota police officer specially trained to determine if someone is under the influence of drugs arrests a postal worker having a medical emergency. It's a case that ends with an innocent man dead. A warning for viewers, this report contains graphic video. AJ Legault has the story as part of his long-running investigative series, Cruel and Unusual.
The Dakota County Jail, November 17th, 2024. Kingsley Bimpong flops around on a cell floor.
It's horrific video to watch.
He's lying in his own urine. Guards walk by and look in as part of their legally mandated well-being checks, but for hours do nothing. Nothing until it was too late.
He was suffering immensely.
Katie Bennett is a lawyer representing Kingsley's family. She's suing Dakota County, but says the real story starts hours before Kingsley was booked into the jail, unable to even stand on his own, accused of a crime he did not commit.
Which makes it particularly hard to watch him suffering from something that no fault of his own.
The story starts here at the United States Post Office's Eagan Distribution Center. Kingsley works the night shift. He began complaining of a headache and then just vanished from his job. Records show an Eagan police officer spotted him driving his maroon car the wrong way on Pilot Knob Road in oncoming traffic, bumping into the center median. He was pulled over.
Maroon Ford Edge registered to a Kingsley Bimpong.
According to the police report, Kingsley was extremely confused, did not know where he lived, and did not know where he worked, even though he was wearing a USPS vest.
Hey, Kingsley.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
I don't know. Kingsley just kept repeating, I don't know, and was unable to do standard field sobriety tests.
And things just go downhill from there.
There was no sign or smell of alcohol.
Hey, if you're free, can you come over here, please?
So Officer Martin Jensen, Eagan's Specialized Drug Recognition Evaluator, or DRE, was called to the scene. DRE officers go through advanced training by the Minnesota State Patrol to help identify drivers impaired by drugs and distinguish them from those suffering medical emergencies. They're trained on a 12-step process, but according to Bennett, that protocol was ignored.
Basically, none of those are done.
The lawsuit alleges Officer Jensen can be heard on body cam saying doing a DRE evaluation would just be a whole bunch of time wasted. And when asked if Kingsley should be taken to the hospital, the DRE officer responded, for what? Kingsley was arrested, charged with DWI, and taken by Officer Jensen to Dakota County Jail, where he was so disoriented he was unable to even complete booking. Instead of getting a medical screening, jail video shows he was placed in a cell. Minutes later, he falls, and hour after hour after hour, he rolls on the floor, unable to stand, urinating on himself repeatedly. Guards look in and document inmate and cell okay.
Paperwork says they checked on him and he was okay.
He was clearly not okay.
What was he?
Dying.
More than 3 hours went by until a female guard noted he was foaming at the mouth, having seizure-like activity, and the jail nurse was finally called.
Come on, son. Belly up. Wake up. Wake up.
Acting on the information that he was on drugs, she administers Narcan with no results.
Come on.
Can you look at me?
Wake up.
As paramedics arrive, you can hear a guard and nurse discuss how Kingsley was ignored, the so-called well-being checks, just for show.
He said he's been like that all night. Not to worry about it.
No, that's not okay.
Well, this person is not checking when he's doing rounds. He's just walking by and scanning.
Finally, taken to the hospital, where it was determined he'd been suffering for hours when every minute counted from an untreated stroke. Our investigation finds DRE officers are specifically trained that subjects suffering from a stroke will often have a dazed appearance and be confused, and warned a stroke may mimic drug and alcohol impairment. At the hospital, Kingsley was declared brain dead. The state crime lab later confirmed there were in his system no drugs. For KARE 11 Investigates, I'm AJ Legault.
The city of Eagan and Dakota County have not yet filed a legal response to the lawsuit. Eagan's police chief and Officer Jensen, along with the Dakota County Sheriff, declined to comment for this report.
Very sad story. It is horrific. It is terrible. Just the stroke. They are trained professionals here. They're not like, oh, we're just accepting people and taking them in. These are trained law enforcement officials, and they didn't look for facial drooping, arm weakness or leg weakness, speech difficulties, and time that it would take for the brain to be healthy again. I'm just baffled at how incompetent this police force was and all of this. And who was it? There was another gentleman in Minnesota that had some kind of issue or something like that. But it made sense to me. It clicked. The young lady with the black and white polka dot dress, she's the lawyer for the family of Mr. Bimpong. She's seeking $120 million for this wrongful death suit. And I think they're going to get like at least $50 million to $90 million out of $120 million. She's going to get a good payday. She's going to get like $5 or $10 million off top. Yeah, this is definitely an embarrassment. This is definitely a tragedy. This is horrific. Like Holly has said, he died. Yes, he died. I think he died either on the way to the hospital or at the hospital. He definitely died, Rottweiler. Yes. You listen, you watch stories like these, and it's just like, you're like, how, Sway? And all those checks, the different OK checks. This is a more in-depth reportage, I guess you could say. Yes, he had brain damage and passed away. Yes, that's right. He urinated on himself. Hoopo. He urinated on himself. Oh, holy. Yeah. Yeah, he washed around, he rolled around in his own urine. I mean, it's inhumane. They called it cruel and unusual. Who's gonna take the fall though? Is it gonna be the original police officers that arrested him, the people that were on the check, did the wellness checks? Or what? Yeah, wellness checks. Who's gonna really? Is it gonna be the police chief? Is it gonna be the station? Who is it? Who is it gonna be brought up on liability? If they're gonna be found out, it's gonna be mostly. It's probably not gonna be a criminal case. I don't think so. It may not be a criminal case. I'm not too sure. You guys can correct me for my dumb ass if I'm wrong. But I think this is gonna be a civil case, like a wrongful death case. And I don't know if that's criminal or not. Somebody tell me. But yeah, so she's seeking $120 million in damages. Mr. Bimpong, I think he was from Jamaica. I'm not sure. He looked like a tether to me. He had the locks. He had the Bob Marley t-shirt. Did they guess he was probably high because he was wearing a Bob Marley t-shirt? Well, and what is that wellness check? You just stop at the window. Oh, he's still breathing, it looks like. I guess he's okay. Like, where does that come from? They've got 3 hours of video of that man struggling in the floor. They're done, yeah. But who is they? Holly, who is they? Who is they? Who are you? The ones behind the camera, or the ones that are above them in rank and pay? Well, the police captain and the chief, they do it. They're supposed to be able to see the chest rise and fall. Okay. So you have to educate me. Thank you for educating me. I didn't know that. I didn't know that before. She said whoever worked and was on the checks, they have to sign off on those. Okay. Yeah, and you saw in the clip they said, okay. It was, every hour or 2 hours or something like that, they had to come by and say if he's okay or not. Or whoever's in the holding cell, they have to check and see if they're okay. Let me see if there's another. I'm looking for a video right now. I'm looking for a video to play. Not showing a lot. Let me see. All right, I'm putting it on autopilot. I gotta handle some business. Hold on. Oh, it's supposed to be every 15 to 30 minutes? Oh, well, they really failed for that. They super failed. Just give me a minute. Watch the video. I shall return.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, Trump has become, if you see this sending federal officers into cities where there's no necessity, Trump has really become kind of the cop in chief. I mean, people like that, people who are authoritarian leaders, lean on the police force. And now he's using it specifically for occasions where he feels thwarted. And of course, being thwarted, we're in this period that is truly crazy. Just look at take the Internal Revenue Service. We have had this year, how many people in charge of the Internal Revenue Service? 7. The person who has the job now is also the Social Security Administrator. Trump will find people who will do his bidding and anticipate what he might do. So Trump has got this total control, and the total control, I agree, eventually is going to bury his presidency, because people, even Trump supporters, look at this and say, whose interest is this in? For what purpose? For the purpose of Donald Trump holding power and exercising power. And that is a calamitous time for this country.
Really glad you brought up the midterms. Associate editor at the Washington Post, Bob Woodward, thank you very much. His best-selling book, War, is out now in paperback.
New York Attorney General Letitia James has been indicted on a federal bank fraud charge for allegedly misrepresenting a Virginia property as her principal residence to secure favorable mortgage terms. The indictment handed down by a federal grand jury in Virginia stems from claims that James falsified.
Holly, you know me all too well. She said, gonna go poop? Yup. This tea is serious. I don't know if you take tea. Do you drink tea? Do you drink what's it called? I can't remember what it's called, but it's a special kind of tea. It's not green tea, black tea, or white tea, but it's a specific tea. I just remember it comes in a pink box, and then they have Smooth Move. Smooth Move is a really great tea. Love that tea. Some great tea. Let me get her out of here.
Records on a Norfolk property used as an investment rather than a personal home. Prompted by a referral from federal housing officials, the case was assigned to a Trump-appointed acting U.S. attorney and a Biden-appointed judge. James, a Democrat who led a high-profile civil fraud suit against the Trump organization, called the charge political retaliation.
5:08 now, time now for your morning headlines. A federal grand jury in Virginia indicted New York Attorney General Letitia James. She is charged with 1 count of bank fraud and 1 count of making false statements in connection with a home mortgage. In a video statement, she denied any wrongdoing, and just weeks ago, President Trump urged his attorney general to charge James.
All right, so like I said, tea is great. The people that drink tea and eat rice live into their 110s sometimes. Not the stuff that we eat, you know. People in Japan, people in other places in Asia live into their 107, 111, something like that. And still going, not even like decrepit and old, just, you know, still walking and run, you know, doing light runs and, you know, enjoying time playing mahjong or whatever the case may be. or go. But yeah, so this case is, it's like tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. They may make a movie about it because it just has that tragic element to it. That he was completely disoriented. He didn't know where he lived. He didn't know who he was, probably. His brain was being attacked, was attacking itself, I think. He was having a stroke. And you have to act fast. They say that, FAST. Facial drooping, arm and leg weakness, speech difficulties, and time. All those factors bring into clarity what is supposed to happen. If we ever have enough time, you know, to evaluate all the different police forces, and just imagine, we live in an era of, you know, body cams and cameras, and, you know, they have high definition in different spots. We would have never seen this 10, 20, 30 years ago. It would just been like, yeah, he was just rolling on the floor and he pissed on himself. Who cares? All right, next. No, we didn't see, you know, the de-evolution. He devolved from being relatively coherent to completely out of it, in a sense. I think that he's going to be remembered as a victim of the system. Apparently, you know, it's just going to just be something that's going to haunt a lot of the Minnesota police force for decades to come. This is going to be talked about, you know, alongside, you know, Sandra Bland. I think Freddie Gray had a similar situation. I think like this. I just think this is going to happen. I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. I think there's going to be enough people that are going to say, hey, whoa, we can't do this. Can't do this. We're checking them every 15 to 30 minutes. We got to make sure this guy's all right. He committed no crimes. He had no firearm on him or any weapons or anything. He committed 0 crimes. and yet he was brought to his death by way of inadequate, inept law enforcement officials, making it look bad for the real law enforcement officials that know what they're doing. Okay, I'm about to go too. Holly's saying, she says, Skylar, I must go. The kids have a half day. Oh, great. So they get to enjoy their mama. That's great. Thank you for having me. Salute to everyone. Salute to you, Holly. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Salute to you. And enjoy your weekend. If I don't see you on Saturday, if I don't have a show Saturday or Sunday, enjoy your weekend and your day off. You deserve it. And I think that's it for me. I went for 2 hours and 21 minutes. I think that's long enough. I think it's a good time to hang up the mic. And I will see you all maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. I'm not sure, but soon enough. Thank you very much. Take care.